appearance day. And this is because Lord, his birth is not like our birth. He appears. He is not born. He is what we call unborn. He is unborn, like Lord Krishna when he was born from Mother Devaki. Actually, first he appeared in Vasudev's thoughts, and then Vasudev he transferred from his thoughts to Mother Devaki, and then Lord Krishna entered Mother Devaki's womb, and that's how he was born, he appears. And then, so that's why we say appears. So he's unborn, and we celebrate, and because he's out of this material energy, he's out of his material world. So Lord Krishna incarnated in the form of Narasimha Dev. And then his incarnation is very beautiful. Tavkar Kamal Varenakam Adbhuta Sringam. So when he appeared, he looked so beautiful. He was so beautiful, tall. He was like, of course, like lion. And why we call king of forest a lion, because the way they walk, lion they walk. We had the opportunity in December to go to Nairobi Temple, and we took a safari, and we had direct darshan of Narasimha Dev there, lions, total herd, and the way they walk. So it's not surprising. So Lord was exhibiting the characteristics of a lion, and people often ask that Lord could have killed Hiranyakashipu just by fighting, and then he could have killed easily. Why did he kill him, like taking his intestine out and then blood? And because he was exhibiting the nature of a lion, because he was incarnated in the form of a lion. So the lion was born, and Adbhut Sringam, and then Lord, when he is coming into material world, he is not coming just to do one. Just not for a single purpose. He does multiple purposes. So what we have to understand, that why Lord comes, he's not coming to kill demons actually, as in Bhagavad Gita chapter 4, 7th verse, it says, Yada yada hi dharmasya glani bhavati bhavati abhyusthanam dharmasya tadatnam srijameham. So what I do, yada yada dharmasya, whenever there will be decline in religion, in our occupational duties all over, I will descend, I will come. And then in following verse, Lord tells Arjun, and then Paritanaya sadhuna vinashaya chadostrikam dharam sansthapanat thaya sang bhavani yuge yuge. So he says that I am coming to this material world each time I incarnate, not to kill demon actually. That is an outcome. That is secondary outcome. My purpose to come in this material world is to protect my devotees, and then to establish religion, to establish the principle of religion. That's my purpose of coming to this material world. And Lord comes, and Lord Krishna has done so many pastimes. We know Bakasura, and then Agasur, and then Kaliya, and he comes, and then he kills all this. Lord incarnation as Krishna, Lord Rama came, and then he killed Ravana and so many other Rakshasa. So every incarnation you see, Bhagavad Gita is all about glories of the Lord, Lord Krishna, Lord Vishnu in different forms. But this particular incarnation, Narasimha Dev, is about protecting devotee. If we look at all other incarnation, Lord came, Varha in the form of Varha, in the form of Matsya Avatara. All those incarnations were for mankind to protect demigods, but this particular incarnation is just to protect his devotee Prahlad Maharaj. So Lord appeared, and then what did he do when Lord Narasimha Dev appeared? As I stated, he does multiple reasons, multiple purposes. Number one, he has to fulfill the boon given by Lord Brahma, who happens to be his own devotee. He fulfills his boon because Lord Brahma granted boons. That's what Lord Brahma does always, and Lord has to ascend and he has to take care of his boon. Second, most important, he came to protect his devotee, Prahlad Maharaj. And the third one, actually, he came to deliver Hiranyakashipu also, because in his previous life, Hiranyakashipu was Vijay. He's one of the gatekeepers of Lord Vishnu. And as we know the story of Jai Vijay, they were cursed by 4 Kumaras, and they all what they were doing is they were obeying the orders of Lord Vishnu that anybody shouldn't come like that. And then 4 Kumaras, as they appear like always, they appear like little child, wearing nothing. And then Jai Vijay, in their thought that these small kids, why they're coming, the simple thought made 4 Kumaras to curse them. And then Lord Vishnu, Lord Krishna, comes running actually. He doesn't even use his Vahan Garuda. He's just coming running, and Garuda is in fact tired. He is not wearing even his sleepers, Lord Vishnu. And then he comes and then he sees all the story. And then Kumaras are ready to withdraw their curse. But then Lord Vishnu says, no, you are also my devotee. By that incident, in fact, actually, they become devotees of the Lord 4 Kumaras. And then, of course, the story is, they will, instead of going to 100 births as devotees, they will take just 3 births, Jai Vijay as Hinaksh and Hiranyakashipu, and Ravan, Kumbhakarna, and Sisupal, and Dandvarka, these three different births. So Hiranyakashipu is, in fact, devotee, and so Lord came to remind him, to deliver him, say, you come back, you're finishing first term, then next term is going to be Ravan and Kumbhakarna. So that's how. So how's Hiranyakashipu was born? So Hiranyakashipu was born from Mother Diti and sage Kashyap Muni. And then Mother Diti wanted a child, and then Kashyap Muni says, let us wait for proper auspicious occasion. And Mother Diti said, no, I want child. So she conceived child in the evening, and then of course this child was born as demon. So then what happens is, Hiranyakashipu is born and he terrorizes the whole world. And eventually, to gain more power, he is now going for austerity. In the meantime, his wife is now pregnant with Prahlad Maharaj. So Prahlad Maharaj is in his womb, in her womb. So Hiranyakashipu is gone for austerity, and then to get more boon from Brahma Dev. And then in the meantime, all demigods, they think that this is a golden opportunity for all of us to kill demons and then declare a war against all the demons. So all the demigods, they come and then they declare a war. So guys, without Hiranyakashipu, it has been always one-sided, right? If the main power is not there, main king is not there, they all are helpless. So many demons are killed, and then many demons, they just run away. And then eventually Lord Indra, he captures Prahlad Maharaj's mother. That time Prahlad Maharaj was in her womb, and then they are just dragging her with holding her hair, that okay, thinking that the kid is growing in her womb and he is demons king, so here you go, we cannot withstand one demon, Hiranyakashipu, and then if he's born, it's going to be another problem for us. So then Narad Muni, he comes, and then he tells them that why are you dragging? And Lord Indra opposes, say, we are dragging because another demon will be born. And in the process, Narad Muni tells Indra that no, the child in her womb is not going to be demon. He is going to be a great Mahajan, says. So among 12 Mahajans, Prahlad Maharaj is known as one of the Mahajans. Other Mahajans, for example, Bhisham Pitama is one of the Maharaj, Janak Maharaj. So Maharaj means those who know the definition of religion, what is our religion. So then all demigods, they let her go, and then mother and then Prahlad Maharaj, that time in the womb, they stay with Narad Muni. So Narad Muni is now reciting Bhagavatam to mother every day. And then this story goes like this. So we'll just stop here, then we'll go a little bit forward, then come back. And then when Hiranyakashipu is back, from his austerity, and then he asked for a boon from Lord Brahma. And what boon he's asking? He asking for immortality, that make me immortal. Lord Brahma says, come on, how can I make you immortal? I am not immortal. I depend upon Lord Krishna, Lord Vishnu. So I cannot give you a boon which I don't have myself. So ask me for something. So now Hiranyakashipu is thinking, he's using his mind, not intelligence. So using his mind, what he's saying, okay, let me think. And he comes up with this idea that, okay, give me a boon where I cannot be killed inside or outside. I cannot be killed in the sky or on earth. I cannot be killed at night or during daytime, and I cannot be killed using a weapon. So he covers himself. Can you believe that even is thinking that time? So Lord Brahma says Tathatsu. And one point of time, actually, Lord tells after killing one of the demons to Lord Brahma that you be careful in future. Don't give boons like this. It's trouble for me. If you keep giving boons like that, then I have to go incarnate and do something special. So this is a special case. So he gives in Tathastu. Now he comes back, Hiranyakashipu comes back, and he's more powerful. And he's more powerful, but then as a father, by the time he comes back, Prahlad Maharaj is 5 years old. So he comes back. Every father has affection for his kid. And this is the point I'm making. Every father has. But what is Hiranyakashipu's affection for Prahlad Maharaj? We'll see. We'll discuss that. So he comes back and he wants his son to be like him, like father, like son. He wants him to learn economics, politics, and warfare, everything. So he calls Sukracharya, his guru, Hiranyakashipu's guru, Sukracharya, is always representing demons from spiritual master. What is the purpose of spiritual master? The spiritual master gives guidance. He shows us direction. But here Sukracharya is not showing him directions. So Sukracharya has two sons, Sandak and then Amarka. So they live close by. So he calls them, so okay, take him, give him best education. That's what he orders to these two sons of Sukracharya. So they take Prahlad Maharaj to Gurukul, and then they start educating. So they educate, but then there Prahlad Maharaj, and this is very beautiful in chapter 5th, where Prahlad Maharaj is now and preaching his friends. They are 4 or 5 years old, sons of other demons. So he's preaching, and he tells them actually that what is the purpose of life, what is self-realization. He gives these things to the kids of demons, and then he tells that there's no difference actually, in animals and human versus other things. And I want to make a point here that in today's world, I don't know about Switzerland or other country, but in the United States, there's a big thrust about maintaining equity and diversity. Right? Let's maintain equity and diversity. Let's do that. Let's do right in academia, in industrial world, in commercial, in professional. And this is a classical example where Prahlad Maharaj and Srimad Bhagavatam all over teaches us that we should not make difference between people, between man, women, animal. They all are part and parcel of Supreme Personality of Godhead. And that's what Prahlad Maharaj is telling to these sons of other demons. So eventually they are convinced, they are now devotee. But then they ask Prahlad Maharaj, okay, where did you learn all these things? We are 5 years old, you are 5 years old. Where did you learn all these wonderful concepts? Then Prahlad Maharaj actually reciting his pastime, his own, and then he tells the whole story to sons of this demon that my mother was caught in this warfare by Indra, and then she was saved by Narad Muni, my spiritual master, and taken to his ashram, and he was reciting Bhagavatam to my mother, and I was listening. That's why it's always advisable when somebody is conceiving, they are pregnant. We always in devotee community and even outside we say that okay, you should listen Srimad Bhagavatam because it's direct effect on the growing child. So he tells these demons that I was listening. So Sanda and Amarka, they are looking at him, and then they bring him back to Hiranyakashipu. Before that, they ask Prahlad Maharaj that, where did you get this knowledge from? I mean, how come you know all that stuff? You're not listening to us. So Prahlad Maharaj says, Sri Prahlad Vacha, this is 7th canto, 5th chapter, 11th verse. Par sarve satyadraha pumsam yanmamya kritaha vimohita dhiya drishta tasame bhagavate namaha. Prahlad Maharaj replied, let me offer my respectful obeisances unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, whose external energy has created the distinctions of my friend and my enemy by deluding the intelligence of man. Indeed, I am now actually experiencing this, although I have previously heard of it from authoritative sources. So Prahlad Maharaj is clearly telling that I heard it when I was in my mother's womb, and then this is the man in this material world. The people make difference between that. This is my enemy, this is your enemy, this is my friend. And the thought process is along the lines that we try to maintain equity and diversity. In this material world, we can't maintain equity and diversity because our purpose is not common. And that purpose is self-realization. We don't think that we are part and parcel of Supreme Personality of Godhead. The thought process is different. When the thought process merges, which is done through self-realization, and then of course coming under the guidance of a spiritual master, then the thought process, we are at the same platform. When we think that our origin is same, Supreme Personality of Godhead, then there is no enemy, there is no friend, we all are similar. That's equity and diversity. So we are fighting. The story is about like a dog, right? A dog finds a bone somewhere, dry bone, and is trying to chew it. There's no juice coming out of the bone, and then other dogs, they saw him, and then they all tried to snatch that piece of bone, and they all started fighting. This dog, the first one gives away, and then he just sitting on the side. Now all these dogs, they forget about this dog. The fight was not with the dog, but the fight was because of this bone. Now they don't care about this dog. And this is our situation in this material world. We are all fighting. We have hatred, we have envy, we have lust, and just because in this material world, because our cause is different. So uncontrolled senses. So they bring him back to Hiranyakashipu, and then Hiranyakashipu, he asked Prahlad Maharaj that, are you okay? He's still very affectionate to him, to his son, and then he gives him benefit of doubt. And he gives him benefit of doubt, saying maybe just 5 years old kid. He was misguided by other kids. Perhaps somebody is misguiding him. And he gives, he asked Prahlad Maharaj actually that, okay, why, what did you, where did you learn this from? I mean, what are you doing? He tried to explain to him. So Sri Prahlad Maharaj says in his another verse, Sri Prahlad Vacha, Tatatsu mayem survev dehina sada samugdam didha samastrahat hitva satpatam graha mandakupam vangato yadrima srayet. So Prahlad Maharaj replied, O best of Asuras, king of demons, as far as I have learned from my spiritual master, any person who has accepted a temporary body and temporary household life is certainly embarrassed by anxiety because of having fallen into dark well. Mandhakupa means dark well, without water and not suffering. One should give up this position and go to the forest, Vana. More clearly, one should go to Vrindavan, where only Krishna consciousness is prevalent, and should thus take shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is self-realization. So Prahlad Maharaj is telling about Varnashram here. Vanprasth. He's asking, he's advising his father to go to Vanprasth and then go to forest and do austerities and then surrender to Supreme Personality of Godhead. That's what he's telling. And then this material world is like a Mandhakupam, means the dark well which doesn't have water. So what is it going to do? It's darkness all around. You are thirsty. We are thirsty always. We don't realize actually we are thirsty. We are thirsty. We all need affection. We all need love in this material world. And we're looking for affection, love from others. And others are also looking for love and affection. So because we differ in opinions, we fight, we quarrel, the cause is not same, the cause is not centered around God, then there are these different problems in this world. And then he also asked Prahlad Maharaj that okay, where did you, you learned from this, how come you are talking about Supreme Personality of Godhead, and then how come I don't know about all these things, And Prahlad Maharaj replies, actually, you don't know all these things because your senses are not controlled. You have uncontrolled senses. You are just trying to do whatever you're doing just for sense gratification. You want to expand your kingdom. You want to be number one in the world which you are, and still you are under your sense gratification. So this is what Prahlad Maharaj says. So this time, he tells Sanda and Amarka, his teachers, that well, this child is under the influence of some misguidance from someone. So why don't you take him back to Gurukul and then educate him again? So Sanda and Amarka, they take him. This time with a stick, they said, we are going to be tough with you. Say what we say in Hindi also, Sam, Dam, Dand, Bhed, 4 things which are pretty common when somebody want to deceive you and control you. So in right here, they use 4 principles: legal orders, which they have from the demon Hiranyakashipu, pacification, the offer of a post, and finally weapons. So they don't use weapons. So Prahlad Maharaj is listening everything from them, and then at the end, they think that now he is well versed. He knows economics, he knows politics, he knows everything. So this is what the education system, today's education system, is teaching us, that how to be street smart, right? And it doesn't teach us about self-realization. And there is a problem. There is a problem in that we are preparing in this society. We are preparing machines, the robots, right? And now there is this world of artificial intelligence, chat, GPT. I haven't used it, but I'm just scared that what the people's intelligence is already down almost, right? And then when this type of the name is artificial intelligence, how can it show you reality, right? This contradictory. So people's intelligence is going to be further down, and it's a problem. So after teaching Prahlad Maharaj this different politics issues, they bring him back to Hiranyakashipu. And Hiranyakashipu his mother prepares him to be present in front of his father. And Hiranyakashipu, upon entering the gathering, so first he pays obeisances to Hiranyakashipu, and then he touches his feet, and then Hiranyakashipu is overwhelmed with joy. He says, yeah, I did it. This is what I wanted my son to be. So he, all affection just comes in his eye. He picks Prahlad Maharaj and he puts him in his lap. And the tears are just coming out of his eyes. So can you believe Hiranyakashipu, a demon, Prahlad Maharaj in his lap sitting, and the tears are coming out of his eyes? The same situation is going to be later on when Lord Narasimha Dev puts Prahlad Maharaj in his lap, and then he is putting his hand on his top. Before that, all the demigods are scared of coming close to Narasimha Dev. So we'll go back and we'll compare these two situations, and then that tells us that the affection, I'm not saying fathers, the closest affection in this material world we can get is from mother and father. So, but then many times, it's not, we see that it's conditional, there are expectations, and those expectations are not fulfilled, and there is quarrel, there is fight between even son and father. I want you to be engineer. No, father, I want to do social science. No, I want to be an engineer, right? And there is discrepancy, there is problem. So Hiranyakashipu is asking, great, yeah, okay, tell me, what did you learn from this? So the first thing Prahlad Maharaj says, Swarnam Kirtanam Vishnu Smarnam Padasevanam Archanam Vandanam Dasham Sakhyam Atmanivedanam Iti Pumsa Pita Vishnu Bhakti Chesna Lavakshana Kriyate Bhagvat Tatha Tamne Yuti Dhi Muttatam. So Prahlad Maharaj states about Navda Bhakti, 9 forms of devotional service. And that devotional service starts with Sravanam. And that's very important. In this, and then we can't even go to Dasya and Sakhya and Atmanivedam. Those are highest, of the Atmanivedam. The only gopis could do Atmanivedam. Sakhya Gopas, they could do Sakhya. And then Dasya, very few people. Hanumanji was in Dasya Ras, right? So for us in the age of Kali, what we do is only if we do 2 things, we will be successful, we will be delivered, we will make progress in our devotion service. And those 2 things are very, very easy. First thing is Sravanam, and the second thing, what we are doing now is Kirtan, associating with devotees, chanting together. And these 2 things can deliver. And listening is, if you go like Gurukul, you will never see somebody taking notes in Gurukul, actually long back. You used to see this serial Chanakya or Krishna even. If you see Krishna, Sandipani Muni, they're not taking, they did not have any book or anything, they're taking note. Everything was Shruti, means by listening. So all the Vedas were transferred to Brahmaji, and Brahmaji transferred to 4 Kumaras and Narad Muni, and like that in disciplic succession, just by listening. Narad Muni told them, they heard it and they remembered it. It's by Shruti. So Shruti is very important in devotional service also. By listening, we can make progress. So sometimes we don't realize, and oftentimes some people, they ask me, what can we do? I don't have time to do Kirtan or to read Bhagavatam. And then I suggest them, at least when you're working in the kitchen or you are in the office during lunchtime, you're eating lunch, you can just put on. There are wonderful lectures, there are wonderful kirtans all over, and then that's where we can use electronic media in a successful way, in a meaningful way. You can hear. So the story is like, a father tells his son, can you fill this bucket with this, the coal sitting there? The son says, okay. And the not bucket, the basket. And the son fills the basket. Then says, okay, now take this basket to nearest Ganges and fill it with water. The son dipped the basket in Ganges, and the basket is full with water. And then by the time, and basket is perforated, by the time he brings the basket back, all the water is gone. And then the father tells him, son, can you go back and fill it again? And then son, he obeys his father's orders, and then he goes back, brings back, and same thing happens. Third time the father asks him, can you fill it? And the son says, father, it's very easy process. Why don't you give me a bucket, because it's perforated, and I will fill it with water. And then father says, no, you go back and fill it with water. He does few times. And then the son is irritated, says, father, I'm done. I'm very irritated. What I'm going to do, I'm not going to do it. And then father said, have you looked at the basket you were carrying? And the son looks at the basket, and the basket is clear. That's the message that the father wants to give. And this is the process of hearing. So when we are hearing something, we don't realize that there's a cleansing process going on in our heart. And that cleansing process is slow, but it's affecting us positively. So when we hear Kirtan, when we hear Srimad Bhagavatam, don't think that even if it doesn't make sense to you, it's going through our Shruti process, listening, and it's cleaning the process. In Srila Prabhupada's lecture long back in 60s, when Srila Prabhupada first went to the United States, there were devotees or even not initiated people like hippie people. They would come, and as you know, if you have watched Srila Prabhupada's video, Srila Prabhupada's accent is very heavy Bengali accent. So, one, he's coming from India. Second, he has very heavy Bengali accent. So 90% of people sitting in his gathering, in his lecture, could not understand what he was saying. But they were listening. If you watch his videos, old videos, you will see that there was not a sound of even drop of a needle. Everybody was listening so nicely, and that is the process. And of course, we know the rest of the stories. There were so many devotees and they came out, and the whole movement started. ISKCON, right? And we are here today because of Srila Prabhupada's commitment. So he is telling, Prahlad Maharaj is telling about this Navda Bhakti. So now Hiranyakashipu is really, really mad at him. And then he further asks, okay, what is your source of energy? I mean, why are you so daring? What is the source of energy? And then in verse 7 canto 8 chapter, 7th verse, Prahlad Maharaj tells that this is the same source. Where your energy is coming from, my energy is coming from the same source. And that's where Hiranyakashipu is really, really mad at Prahlad Maharaj. So now imagine the tears coming out of his eyes. He's passionate, he's affectionate, he is showering his love. The moment he tells that Saranam Kirtanam and then Vishnu is Supreme Personality of Godhead, he throws Prahlad Maharaj on floor. And he is just angry at him. So where did all the affection, love and the tears gone? They disappear. So he ties Prahlad Maharaj with a pillar, and then there's more conversation between Prahlad Maharaj and Hiranyakashipu, but for the sake of time, so he eventually asked, do you think he's present everywhere? And Prahlad Maharaj, with conviction and faithfulness and patience and belief, tells that yes, my Lord is present everywhere. And then Hiranyakashipu said, is he present in this pillar? And Prahlad Maharaj says, yes, he is present in this pillar also. And then Hiranyakashipu, with his hand, because he's very powerful, he just breaks the pillar. And here comes the roaring Narasimha Dev. Narasimha Dev ki. So he's coming roaring, and he looks so beautiful. Tavkar Kamal Varenakam, Adbhuta Sringam. And then, because it's like evening time and Lord has to kill some time, people say that why he appeared, he could have killed. But then he has to fulfill Lord Brahma's boon that he cannot be killed during day or during night. So he's just playing with Hiranyakashipu. Lord is playing with Hiranyakashipu and kills time. And here comes the evening and dusk, and then he just put Hiranyakashipu on his lap and then just tore him apart. His chest takes out intestine, and his chest, Indra and then demigod, even Lord Shiva tried to fight with him before this whole incident. Actually, Lord Indra's elephant, he jumps on Hiranyakashipu's chest, nothing happens to him. So can you believe that how powerful his chest was? And then Lord Shiva, he puts his weapon and then it just strikes and comes back. Nothing happens to his chest. And here, Lord, just by the tip of his nail, he just tore him apart and then kills him. So now the scene is, Lord is so angry and is very angry. Demigods are showering flowers because they all were afraid. They were all terrorized by Hiranyakashipu. And then finally, everybody is showering flower, but nobody. What happens whenever Lord is doing something, is pastime, whether it's Lord Ram or Lord Varha, everybody, all demigods come and they put garland on Lord. But this time, nobody is daring to put a garland because everybody is so afraid. So Lord Brahma tells, Lord Shivji comes, and then he tells, like, why are you so roaring, so ferocious? And Lord tells Shiv that he tried to kill my devotee. that's the reason. So don't you know that's the reason? And Lord Shiva is scared. So eventually Lord Brahma is now has ideas. Okay, let me go to Mother Lakshmi. And then he goes to Mother Lakshmi and request. So Mother Lakshmi hasn't seen this rupa, this status of Lord Narasimha Dev. Mother Lakshmi, as a confident wife, says, don't worry, I will take care of everything. You don't worry, let me go. And then Mother Lakshmi goes there, and by seeing Lord, and she also doesn't go close to the Lord. And eventually, Brahma, he asks Prahlad Maharaj, he requests Prahlad Maharaj that, can you please go? And Prahlad Maharaj goes and he pays obeisances to Lord. And then with folded hand, he's standing in front of him. And then Lord is just looking around with ferocious eyes and very angry. And the moment he sees Prahlad Maharaj standing in front of him, he's like, mellowed down immediately. And that is his mercy. That is his mercy on his Lord. And then he's seeing a helpless child actually standing in front of him. He picks him and he puts him in his lap. And then he puts his left hand on his head. And the left hand, which both hands killed such a great demon, that hand felt like flowers to Prahlad Maharaj. And then he's starting just rubbing his hand over his head. So everybody shouting. So can you compare two situations where Hiranyakashipu put Prahlad Maharaj in his lap, and then here Lord puts Prahlad Maharaj in his lap? So there are two different situations. One is unconditional, the other one was conditional. And that's what we see in this material world, conditional love in this. So what we learn from this whole story is also the right of a son. I mean, we compare with Dhruv Maharaj. Uttanpad did the same thing. He wanted to sit on his father's lap, and then he was told by his stepmother, no, you cannot sit. Literally she told him that you have to die, take birth out of my womb, and then you can sit on his lap. That's what and then he goes to forest, and then the praise to Lord, and by under spiritual master's guidance, Narad Muni, he does austerity tapasya, and Lord Vishnu appears in front of me. So the message is, to progress in our life, we need spiritual master. Whatever story we take story of Dhruva Maharaj, we take Prahlad Maharaj, Narad Muni was their spiritual master. And then what is done is at the end, Prahlad Maharaj, as a obedient son, he did not forget about his father. So when Lord asked him, what do you want from me? The first thing he's asking is, can you please liberate my father? Despite everything that he tried to kill him by giving poison, putting him under elephant, or putting him among poisonous snakes, and then directly try to kill him, Prahlad Maharaj is so, and that is the quality of a devotee. Under no circumstances, any circumstances, we have to be calm, quiet, forgiven, and then humble. And that's what. And how do? We make progress by Saranam Kirtanam Vishnu Smaranam. So Prahlad Maharaj shows dedication, patience, humility, devotion, confidence in the protection of devotee. And then finally, I can conclude that by conveying two messages. One is devotional service is not dependent upon status, caste, social status, age, or anything, or ignorance. You see elephant making progress. We see Dhruv Maharaj, their little child, both of them were 5 years old. We see Haridas Thakur, he was from a different caste, and Lord accepted, and he's the Paramhans, right? And then we see other devotees. So there's no other thing is Dhruv Maharaj, for example, he looked for the Lord within him. So he focused on his heart, Paramatma feature, and the Lord appeared. And then Kunti Maharani, she remembered Lord from the past activities. When Lord Krishna was finally leaving after Mahabharata Yuddha, going back to Dwarika, Mother Kunti is trying to stop him by remembering the past times. And then Prahlad Maharaj has patience, thinking about the future, that because he believed, he knew that doesn't matter what happens, Lord is going to protect me. That's the conviction, that's the belief we had. And then Srila Prabhupada, he taught us how to look for the Lord around us, everywhere. So with that, I'll finish. If there is time for a couple of questions, I'll be happy to take. Hare Krishna. Yes, Prabhu.
A question came to my mind when you spoke about Shukracharya, which was on my mind for a long time, and you said he's the spiritual master of the demons. Is he trying to elevate the demons spiritually, or is he trying to improve their material enjoyment? And we hear also there is Brihaspati, who is the guru of the demigods.
So, yes, in this context actually, Shukracharya has material reasons. He has two sons, Amarka and Sanda. He wanted them to be successful. So, materially he wanted feedback. So, in general, as in scriptures written, whenever spiritual master is desiring something back from disciple, other than devotional service, they cannot lift them spiritually. So in every cases, whether it's Ravana or other, Shukracharya, the spiritual master, but he was not doing his job, and that is the reason in every example we know, demons were killed eventually. They were killed by the Lord or by his incarnations. So he was not trying to uplift them spiritually. He was trying to take them to a wrong path. If he was, he could have advised him not to. Even in Bali Maharaj's Sabha, when Vaman Dev comes, he tries to stop him, that don't commit actually. So he's always against their spiritual well-being. Does that answer your question? I think we're done. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ras Vilas Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhu.
For telling that pastime so nicely, and
Thank
especially
you so much,
pointing out about the conditioned love and the pure love.
Thank you so much, Prabhu. Yeah. We have time.
Yes, we can take this opportunity. So we have 50 minutes. We can do some kirtan, also to welcome Nishingadev once more. And also we would like to take this opportunity to thank our sponsors. As you can imagine, a festival always involves, a lot of practical help, but then also financial support. And today we also had sponsors, like usually, who sponsored the Abhishek and garlands. And we want to especially thank the family of Bhakta Udayan, who sponsored the Prasadam today. Where is Bhakta Udayan? Is he here? We can't see you. Please come. So we thought we should, like Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, no, Yeya tamam prapadyante tangsateva bhajamyaham, Krishna he reciprocates, and we wanted to give you a small gift. This is Mahaprasad from the deities, and also some small garland is inside. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. And of course, thank you to all of you for coming and celebrating with us today. I'm sure Nrsingadev is very pleased to see all of you. And I would suggest now to bring, we were sitting for some time, we can all get up and we can prepare for the Gaura Arati. And for those of you who don't know, usually the men stand on the right hand side. I mean, from your side it's the left hand side, and the ladies can stand on the right hand side. Thank you. Nrsingadev Bhagavan Ki Jai. Did I say for the question answered right? Yeah. Some hearing.
Ajay. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Nising Hare, Jaya Nising Hare, Jaya Nising Hare, Jaya Nising Hare. Jaya Prahlad Nisingho, Prahlad Nisingho, Prahlad Nisingho, Jaya Prahlad Nisingho. Nisingho, Jaya Nising Hare, Nising Hare, Nising Hare, Jaya Nising Hare. Shri Shri Prahlad Lakshmi Nrsimhadev Bhagavan ki, Shri Jagannath Baladev Subhacha Devi ki, Shri Shri Gaura Nitai ki. Sorry, ich brauche die Luft. Kiba Jaya Jaya Gaura Chande Arati Shobha. Kiba Jaya Jaya Gaura Chande Arati Shobha. Kiba Jaya Janave Tatavane Jagamana-loba. Janave tatavane Jagamana-loba. Gaurange Arati Shobha Jagajanamana-loba. Gaurange Arati Shobha Jagajanamana-loba. Gaurange Arati Shobha Jagajanamana-loba. Loba Jagajanamana-loba. Jagajanamana-loba. Gaurange Arati Shobha Jagajanamana-loba. Jaya Gauranitai, 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 Shri Shri Gauranitai. Nitai Gaura Haribol, 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 Nitai Gaura Haribol. Dakine Nitai Chan Pame Gadadara. Dakine Nitai Chan Pame Gadadara. Nikate Areta Shrini Vasa Chatradhara. Nikate Areta Shrini Vasa Chatradhara. Vasi ache Gaurachan Ratna Singhasane. Vasi ache Gaurachan Ratna Singhasane. Arati kore na Brahma Adi Deva Gane. Arati Nara Hari Hari Kore Chamaradulaya Nara Hari Hari Kore Chamaradulaya Sanjaya Mukunda Vasu Kosharigaya Sanjaya Mukunda Vasu Kosharigaya Shankha baje, Kanta baje, baje karatala. Shankha baje, Kanta baje. Bache karatala Madhuramritanga baje Paramarasala Madhuramritanga baje Paramarasala Mridanga baje Shankha baje Ganta baje Madhu 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 baje Shankha baje, Ganta baje, Madhur 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 baje. Shankha baje, Ganta baje, Madhur 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 baje. Jai Shankha baje, Ganta baje, Madhur 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 baje. Jai Madhur 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 baje. Jai Madhur 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 baje. Shankha baje, Ganta baje, Madhur 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 baje. Shankha baje, Ganta baje, Madhur 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 baje. Jaya Gauranitai, 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 Shri Shri Gauranitai. Nitai Gaura Haribo, 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 Nitai Gaura Haribo. Nitai Gaura Haribo, 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 Nitai Gaura Haribo. बाहु कोटि चंद्रचीनी वादना उज्ज्वला बाहु कोटि चंद्रचीनी वादना उज्ज्वला बाहु गाला दे शेरवानामाला खोरे चालमाला गाला दे शेरवानामाला खोरे चालमाला शिवा शुका नारदा प्रेमे गरगादा शिवा शुका नारदा प्रेमे गरगादा Bhakti vinoda deke Gaura Rasampada Oh Bhakti vinoda deke Gaura Rasampada Ki bachayo Jaya Gaura Chande Arati ke shobha Ki bachayo Ki bachayo Gaura Chande Arati ko shobha Ribo Jana vita tabane Jaga jana loba Jana vita tabane Jaga mana loba Nitya Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitya Gaura Hari Bol Nitya Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitya Gaura Hari Bol Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Vacharyare Satarine Jai Prabhupada Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivasari Gaura Bhaktavinda Chaitanya Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivasari Gaura Bhaktavinda Chaitanya Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivasari Gaura Bhaktavinda Jaya Shri Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Ribo! Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Oh! Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Viva! Gauranga! Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Ribo! Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Gauranga Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Gauranga Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Shivo Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Gauranga Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Hey! Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Gauranga, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Wenn er so viel erschöpft ist vielleicht, aber ich weiß es nicht. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Ribo. Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Hari Haraya Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha Hari Haraya Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha Gopal Govinda Ram Shri Madhusudana Gopal Govinda Ram Shri Madhusudana Giridhari Gopinath Madana Mohan Giridhari Gopinath Madana Mohan Hari Haraya Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha Hari Haraya Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha Gopal Govinda Ram Shri Madhusudana Gopal Govinda Ram Shri Madhusudana Giridhari Gopinath Madana Mohan Giridhari Gopinath Madana Mohan Hari Haraya Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha Hari Haraya Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha Gopal Govinda Ram Shri Madhusudana Gopal Govinda Ram Shri Madhusudana Giridhari Gopinath Madana Mohan Giridhari Gopinath Madana Mohan Hari Haraya Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha Hari Haraya Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha Hari Haraya Namah Krishna Yadavaya Namaha Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha Gopal Govinda Ram Sri Madhusudana Gopal Govinda Ram Sri Madhusudana Giridhari Gopinath Madana Mohan Giridhari Gopinath Madana Mohan Hari Haraya Namah Krishna Yadavaya Namaha Hari Haraya Namah Krishna Yadavaya Namaha Hari Haraya Namah Krishna Yadavaya Namaha Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha Gopal Govinda Ram Sri Madhusudana Gopal Govinda Ram Sri Madhusudana Giridhari Gopinath Madana Mohan Giridhari Gopinath Madana Mohan Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Glaubst du, die braucht gleich Verstärkung und dann mit Anga? Magst du mal schauen? Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Ribo Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Shri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Devi ki Shri Shri Gaura Arati ki Shri Shri Parad Lakshmi Narasimha Dev Bhagavan ki Shri Narasimha Mahotsava ki Gaura Premanande Hari 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 Bo Jayam Vishnu Pad Paramahansa Parivrachakachaya Ashtuttara Satya Rank Grace Abhaychan Ravinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Shri Prabhupada ki Jayam Vishnu Pad Paramahansa Parivrachakachaya Ashtuttara Satya Rank Grace Bhakti Siddhanta Goswami Prabhupada Maharaj ki Nama Acharya Shri Haridas Thakur ki Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki Prem se kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gratar Shiva Sadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki Shri Shri Radha Krishna Kupa Kupinach Yamakund Radha Kund Giri Govardhan ki Shri Mayapur Vrindavan Dham ki Shri Gangamaya Munamaya ki Bhakti Devi Tulasi Devi ki Harinam Sankirtanya ki All glorious to the Exempel devotees, all glorious to the Exempel devotees, alle Ehre seien versammelt in Gott geweihten. All glorious to Shri Shri Guru and Gauranga, all glorious to Strength Grace, Shri Prabhupada. Would you give me that? Oh, danke. Zwei mit Anker, schon gut. Zwei. Namaste Narasimhaya Namaste Narasimhaya Pralada Ladaraine No Pralada Ladaraine Hiranyakashipo Vakshaha Hiranyakashipo Vakshaha Shilatanka Nakalaye Shilatanka Nakalaye Ito Nrisingha Parato Nrisingho Ito Nrisingha Parato Nrisingho Yato Yato Yamitato Nrisingha Bahir Nrsimha Hridaya Nrsimha Bahir Nrsimha Hridaya Nrsimha Narasimha Marim Sharanam Prapade Narasimha Marim Sharanam Prapade Narasimha Marim Sharanam Prapade Narasimha Marim Sharanam Prapade Namaste Narasimhaya Prahlada Ladadaine Hiranyakashipo Vakshaha Shilatankanakalaye Ito Nrsimha Parato Nrsimha Yato Yato Yamitato Nrsimha Bahir Nrsimha Hridaya Nrsimha Narasimha Marim Sharanam Prapade Narasimha Marim Sharanam Prapade Narasimha Marim Sharanam Prapade Avakara Kamalavare Nakam Akuta Shringam Dalita Hiranyakashipo Tanubringam Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagat Tavakara Kamalavarena Kamakuta Shringam Dalita Hiranyakashipo Tanubringam Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Tavakara Kamalavarena Kamakuta Shringam Dalita Tanubringam Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa Jaya Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Keshavadrita Nrsimha Jaya Nrsimha Jaya Jaya Nrsimha Dev Baladesha Jaya Padma Mukha Padma Bringa Doshi Nrsimha Jaya Nrsimha Jaya Jaya Nrsimha Dev Baladesha Jaya Padma Mukha Padma Bringa Shri Narasimha Jai Narasimha Jaya Jai Narasimha Dev Praladesha Jaya Padma Mukha Padma Pringo Shri Narasimha Jai Narasimha Jaya Jai Narasimha Dev Praladesha Jaya Padma Mukha Padma Pringo Shri Narasimha Jai Narasimha Jaya Jai Narasimha Dev Praladesha Jaya Padma Mukha Padma Pringo Shri Narasimha Jai Narasimha Jaya Jai Narasimha Dev Praladesha Jaya Padma Mukha Padma Pringo Shri Narasimha Jai Narasimha Jaya Jai Narasimha Dev Praladesha Jaya Padma Mukha Padma Pringo Shri Narasimha Jai Narasimha Jaya Jai Narasimha Praladesha Jaya Padma Mukha Padma Pringo Shri Narasimha Jai Narasimha Jaya Jai Narasimha Praladesha Jaya Padma Mukha Padma Pringo Shri Narasimha Jai Narasimha Jaya Jai Narasimha Praladesha Jaya Padma Mukha Padma Pringo Shri Narasimha Jai Narasimha Jaya Jai Narasimha Praladesha Jaya Padma Mukha Padma Pringo Shri Narasimha Jai Narasimha Jaya Jai Narasimha Praladesha Jaya Padma Mukha Padma Pringo Jaya Narasimha Dev 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 Narasimha Dev Narasimha Dev Jaya Narasimha Dev Jaya Prahlad Narasimha Prahlad Narasimha Prahlad Narasimha Jaya Prahlad Narasimha Jaya Nara Hare Nara Hare Nara Hare Jaya Nara Hare Shri Narasimha Jai Narasimha Jaya Jai Narasimha Praladesha Jaya Padma Mukha Padma Pringo Shri Narasimha Jai Narasimha Jaya Jai Narasimha Praladesha Jaya Padma Mukha Padma Pringo Jaya Narasimha Dev Narasimha Dev Narasimha Dev Jaya Narasimha Dev Jaya Narasimha Dev Narasimha Dev Narasimha Dev Jaya Narasimha Dev Shri Shri Prahlad Lakshmi Simha Dev Bhagavan Ki
Jai Narasimhadev Bhagavan Ki Jai. Thank you all very much for coming. And now we're gonna serve Mahaprasad outside in the entrance hall. Please take part. And hopefully see you on Sunday again. Hare Krishna.